You finally got that appointment on your calendar and you're super excited because you've blocked out time and now you get to help somebody and you're on your Zoom call and you're waiting and you're waiting and they're no-show. They don't show up. They don't have the courtesy to even show up. So you phone them and no answer. Or maybe you've had this situation where, again, you black out that hour of time, you get on the phone with somebody, and they have no earthly idea of what you do, and if you can even help them, and the conversation is just going back and forth, and it just doesn't make any sense at all. Well, in today's video, I'm going to help you overcome that by going through how to get better quality leads. Tom Jackobs here. If you're new to the channel, this is all about improving your sales processes for the solopreneur and the solo practitioner. And I do that by helping you with presentation, performance, so that you get more profits in your business. So let's dive into how to make sure that you get good quality leads sitting in front of you, because it can be so frustrating, I know from personal experience, when you have no-shows or you have people that have no earthly idea what you do. And it can be super frustrating, and I understand that. I had blocked out an hour of my time for this sales call. And I was pretty excited because I read through kind of what she was looking for, and I was like, okay, I know exactly what questions to ask, and I had my script in front of me, just like I've been teaching you. And I get on the phone with her, and she was like, I want lead generation. I'm like, I don't do lead generation. Where did you have the idea that I even do lead generation? Because it's not on my website at all. It's nowhere, anywhere that I talk about lead generation. I talk about conversion and lead nurturing. And ultimately, I blocked out this hour of time for somebody that didn't even understand what I did. And I started looking back at what could I have done differently to ensure that I had a good quality lead sitting in front of me and that I didn't waste an hour of my time. It ended up that I had no pre-qualification process in place. And maybe you've been there too, where you've called them up and they had no earthly idea what you do, or they can't afford your services, or any number of reasons, like even a no-show. That means that there was no pre-qualification in place to make sure that they got excited about seeing you and ultimately showing up for the consultation. And if you're finding that this is happening over and over and over again, then it's time to install a pre-qualification process. And what do I mean by a pre-qualification process? Well, there's actually two ways that you can do that. One is more of an automated way through an application, or the other is through a short phone call, either that you do or, better yet, a staff member does. And the whole purpose of doing a pre-qualification is to find out, are they serious about having a chat with you? And are they a good fit for your program or your service? And even better, are you a good fit for them? Because it goes two ways. You don't want to waste their time, and you definitely don't want to waste your time. Now, this may seem like a little bit of work to set up and get going, but wouldn't it be better to have spent the time up front so that you actually don't waste an hour or two or three or four or five or the long term wasting your time with leads that really aren't qualified to even work with you? It's your choice. I mean, either spend the time to make sure that you get good quality leads or spend the time waiting for good quality leads. Now, the application process is pretty simple. You have them fill out an application and no more than 10 questions. And this is really meant to get them to understand what their problem is, and that the questions that you ask are the questions that are going to derive from the program that you have, so that they understand as they're filling it out, okay, well, he's asking these questions, so he must be offering this type of solution. The other reason that you have this application process is people that are tire kickers and not really that serious probably won't spend the time to fill out 10 questions, even though they might be very simple questions to fill out. If they're not interested, if they're just tire kickers, then they probably won't fill out the application. Now, the application is fine. It's not my favorite. My personal favorite is actually doing a pre-qualification on the phone. And that's where you, or better yet, a staff member or an outsourced service, calls the prospects or the leads that are coming in or requesting consultations, and you ask them a few simple questions on the phone, and that way there's more of a dialogue, and you can really get a good feel if they'd be a good fit for your program and if the program would be a good fit for them. And then you can schedule them for the longer conversation. Now, this pre-qualification phone call should only take 5 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes, to determine if they'd be a good fit. And then if they're not a good fit, you've only spent 5 to 10 minutes talking to them on the phone, and most likely you've come to a good arrangement and nobody feels bad. Now, when you implement a pre-qualification process in your overall sales process, you will see much better high quality leads sitting down in front of you, and your close rate will actually go up because they're already pre-qualified to work with you. And when that happens, you're not wasting time with unqualified prospects. I've put together another video that I know you're going to absolutely enjoy because it's how to sell without selling. And so I'm going to put that right here. And the reason that I've combined these two together is once you have that good prospect in front of you, then you want to be able to sell without actually having to sell. And just check that video out, you'll know what I mean. And until next time, you have a great day.